Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Most Things Hypnosis. I am your host, Ilah Brock. Yes, I have to read my name because sometimes I get it wrong. Today is October 14th, 2021. Today's show is going to be a little different than previous shows, and I'll explain that in a bit. I'm going to be introducing my guest in just a moment. She's an amazing lady, and you're going to love her. But this is just another epic one for the books. But first, I need to do my but first segment, right? So many of us have what I have learned to term a limiting belief, and some of us have many limiting beliefs, or two, or 10, or 100. But what do I mean? I mean, answer this question. Do you have, wait a minute, where's my question? I want to word it right so I don't get it wrong. Do you have a belief? And that's not my phone. Do you have a belief that you do believe, but wished you didn't? There are beliefs that we have that are absolutely true. I'm absolutely female. I'm absolutely right now in Fresno, California. And then there are some beliefs about yourself that are just not true, but you believe them anyway. A belief that stops you from achieving your goals. What is that belief? Some examples could be, I'm not good enough. I am too introverted. I'm too extroverted. I have no value. I have to make things difficult and complicated to succeed. I am not pretty. I'm not thin enough. I never have enough time, money. I'm not smart enough. No one will listen to me. No one will care about me, what I have to say. I cannot be authentic. I will be judged. But you may have a limiting belief that is completely different, but you've got the idea about what a limiting belief might be. But why do I bring all this up? Because did you know that you can actually collapse those limiting beliefs so they're just not bothersome to you anymore? Yeah, collapse them like, here's the belief, and then just make it go away. So they're no longer a belief that you carry inside anymore. So my absolute belief, like I said earlier, I'm a woman, I'm female, okay? I'm not going to change that. I don't need to change that. I'm happy with who I am. But it's a belief that doesn't trigger you anymore in whatever direction. I had a belief that, I had to live in rejection for the rest of my life. But that's a belief that it doesn't trigger me when somebody rejects me now. It's like I shrug my shoulders and I don't lose an ounce of sleep anymore because of it. But that belief in essence is gone. Before it limited you from moving forward in your own personal success. But how do you collapse them? There are two ways to do that come to my mind right now. You want to collapse them yourself, or call me and let's work on that together. Now, there's no catch here. It's over the phone. Phone calls are free, okay? I will work with you over the phone for a little. Take a little while, whatever. If we realize it's going to be a long time, then I may encourage you to schedule a session. But most of the time, I can just help somebody over the phone just a few minutes, just get your idea how to do it, and then I'll explain it to you and help you through the whole thing right there in an initial consult phone call. And that's it. And how a limiting belief can become a distant memory. Forever gone, not triggering you. You need to be willing to work with me, though. That's kind of if we're getting on that phone call, you need to do it. Now, how do you do it yourself? Well, I went to hypnotherapy school for like a year to learn how to do it. And I have taken over 80 hours of training course in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to learn how to do this. So just call me and let's chat. Or you can learn about it and try to figure it out on your own. That's fine. But call me. Let's just do one simple limiting belief and see where we go. And now on with my show. My guest is my dear friend, Daniella Bloom. We met about 3.5, 4 years ago, I guess. She has taught me so much in these years, and the two of us have shared so many amazing memories together. She pushed me to move forward and not limit myself. So just by her example, I'm where I'm at today as one of the many supporters that I've had to get me where I'm at today. She's been right there with her energy and her smile and her comedy and her honesty about just me. If there's something that, if I had a hair out of place, she's going to let me know. Daniella Bloom, a licensed marriage and family therapist, America's premier relationship authority, and celebrity dating expert, goes underneath the headlines to bridge the gap between what's going on in our personal relationships today and what's going on in our nation and world at large. With 2 decades of professional and personal experience, Daniella has seen it all and been through it herself. Working regularly with single, married, and divorced men and women, Daniella has the perfect combination of authenticity, insight, and wisdom. She has broadened her focus from dating and modern day relationship success to now include today's headlines and current affairs from this unique perspective. And unique, I mean, I'm telling you, you're going to have fun today. Believing that fundamental growth and connection starts with an open and honest conversation. Daniella is the host and creator of the live weekly show America's Voice. You got to watch it. It's amazing. Daniella's candid, comedic, and no-nonsense approach to dating, relationships, and now politics brings a fresh view to audiences around the world. She actually opened for Larry Elders a few weeks ago. She is a frequent guest on television and radio shows as well, and as a successful keynote speaker, Daniella has guest starred on air with Ryan Seacrest, the John and Ken Show, Fox and Friends, Fox News, Huffington Post, and many, many others. She's also endorsed by Dennis Prager. Welcome, Daniella, to my show. I'm so excited to see you and to have you here. Welcome, welcome.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure to be here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fabulously, darling, fabulously. How's your kids good? All the kids are doing good?
Yes, I mean, they're finally back in in-person school. It's a miracle. It's only taken a year and a half.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, whew, okay, take a little break, right?
Yeah.
So I want to jump right into this. We are going to spend this next bit of time talking about all kinds of things, but I'm trying to get through my little scroll here. But the first is about children and what it is being termed these days as a free thinker, and how that is and is not affecting our children. Free thinking. And you did a segment on the news, and I don't remember what news station it was, just a couple of weeks ago, about social media and how it's affecting our kids. But you're also and I believe you're becoming just a huge spokesperson for America on free thinking. So my questions before we get started, I'm just going to let you have the show for a minute. What is that? How is it done? What is there a political side to free thinking? How does somebody identify themselves as a free thinker? Go.
Thank you. That's an excellent question. I mean, why I've been recognized recently also that someone just gave me the title, the Free Thinkers Advocate.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And the reason why this has become so front and center for me, because as a psychotherapist, as a transformational coach, working to empower my clients to help them to be their full potential. If there is something in their lives where they're not free to be who they are meant to be, if they're in an abusive relationship, if there's something stifling them from expressing themselves, from feeling safe, how can they become their full potential? Well, same thing goes if we pull the lenses back to our country. How can our country get back to its full potential if our basic freedoms are becoming stifled and deplatformed and censored and limited? The fact that we, cannot even work or get an education without complying to only one choice, namely through the vaccine, is crazy. And so that's become front and center for me. Free thinking, how I define it, is being able to have the ability to critically think, to ask questions, to get curious, to go away from the narratives, because we are in polarizing times, and both sides of the spectrum are doing it. The media today is not about news. It's about if it doesn't bleed, it leads, and it has its audience and its advertisers to satisfy. The voice of the moderate has all but disappeared. So it's getting brave and curious to question beyond the fed narratives.
It's really sounding like it's pretty much black or white as far as
it's actually forced us to choose sides, and I'm very happy with the side I'm on. I think it's the right side, but I'm just saying
The right side.
the right side.
I got you, girlfriend. I got you. The so and now how and I don't know why, but something's just leading me to really camp on children and how this will affect them
Yeah.
5 years from now,
Yes.
10 years from now, 20 years from now,
Yes.
if we're still having to fight this free thinking
Well, yeah.
mentality.
I mean, there's no question that there is a liberal, woke, virtual signaling agenda that is not just filtering through entertainment to our children, but through social media, through music, through cartoons, now through our education with critical race theory, starting as young as 3 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Just this idea of teaching children as early as possible on systemic racism and to see race again, and that our country is not so great, and to emphasize the flaws. There's no pride. There's no sense of pride or patriotism.
Patriot.
And
That's
we're
it.
going
Patriotism.
so backwards. And it's very concerning.
When did you notice the backwards movement? I'll say something about that in a minute because I have an idea too. But I mean, you're a little bit younger than me. You, by the way, you look fabulous.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, stop, please stop. But how far back do you think it started? This because it couldn't have happened in 2016 and just suddenly it's
Yeah, I mean, I hear a lot that it started 30 years ago with the
Okay.
culture wars, with things being allowed in schools that were never allowed before. There was definitely a separation of politics in the classroom and a pride with our Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Movements like the 1619 Project and identity politics that Obama had brought in. Huge contributors to this divide.
Wow. Okay. So as far as there was a question I'm looking for. Hang on. Can someone just say, okay, I want to become a free thinker, or is that just something you're just kind of like?
Just be. You are. We are all free thinkers at our core. We just, systemic brainwashing is a real thing. Fear is a real thing. It takes you away from rational thinking and common sense.
Okay.
I mean, you just need to go walk in LA and see joggers with masks jogging by themselves as example A.
In the Oxford Dictionary, it talks about free thinking as a person who rejects accepted opinions, especially those concerning religious beliefs. Systemic freedom, is that what you said? Systemic
Brainwashing.
brainwashing. Okay, so can you explain what that is?
Well, I mean, in one word, CNN. Yeah, no, I mean, but seriously, if
But
you
they're
were
gonna
watching
say OAN.
CNN all day long, you would think that there's tens of thousands of COVID cases and the hospitals are bursting at the seam and no one's vaccinated, and it's just not the case at all. But when you are constantly fed alarm and the vilification of the other, it was Trump for several years, and then their ratings tanked, and then it became Tucker Carlson briefly, and now it's vilifying the unvaccinated. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm the domestic terrorist because I'm a mom who goes to the board meetings. So no, it's now the moms and dads beware.
That's right. Daniella's on the move. She's advocating for your rights.
Yes,
Whether
it's
what
actually
side-
funny because I'm in a mom's group and we're gonna all get T-shirts for Halloween that if standing up for our children's education makes me a terrorist, then call me the Taliban.
Hey, I got a question from a fan.
Yeah.
His name is Robert. He says, I love her. How do we help children in today's indoctrination systems in our schools?
First of all, if you're not already on the PragerU email list, make sure you do so. They have an amazing children's book line, and what they're famous for is their 5-minute videos on free thinking. I mean, that's one of their slogans.
All right.
PragerU and Daily Wire are excellent resources, and also the streaming platform PureFlix. Great free thinking children's books like my own. Under the
I know
Tree
we're gonna
series.
talk about your books too.
Yeah, and really what I think is the most effective is to align yourself with a community that thinks just like you, so it becomes normal for your kids to love your country, to stand up for our freedoms.
Oh, I
And
love
I
that.
had to make the hard decision to take all three of my kids out of LAUSD, the Los Angeles Unified. It was second largest school system in the nation. So corrupted with the teachers unions who have way too much power. But it's bittersweet because all the conservative minded, free thinking families who value our country, value our freedoms, and don't have a problem pledging allegiance to God, there's not going to be pushback to a very woke liberal agenda.
Wow.
So it's tough though, but we're kind of already going through a divorce in this country. You know, the red states are getting redder.
Another one, Daniella.
Yeah.
Another one.
I know. I'm like, we tried all the couples therapy, but I think in the best interest of our future, we should just amicably separate.
I mean, amicable. I mean, that's the key
Yeah.
word, right? I mean,
Yeah.
come on, you and I have already been through one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And ours was not so amicable. And
Well,
divorce sucks. It's a
divorce
death.
sucks.
It's a
It
death.
does.
It's you
It
got to go
is.
through the 5 stages of
It sucks.
denial,
Bargaining,
bargaining,
anger, sadness,
sadness,
acceptance.
Yep.
It's all there.
People are at different stages.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you still using, I'm going to divert for just a second here.
Yeah.
Are you still having your divorcee groups meet?
No,
Not
I mean,
anymore?
I would say the first 7 months of the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
and they were all virtual, but
Right.
I started to move on to other things,
Okay.
namely
Okay.
the rallies and
I know you didn't
So-
you open for Larry Elders?
yeah, I was asked to be the co-chair of Jewish Votes for Elder, which I took
Oh,
on proudly.
awesome.
It broke my heart that
Yeah.
he was marketed as the black face of white supremacy instead of American success story from South Central.
Right.
That is
Yeah.
just
That.
so
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
People, it's just
It's just
saying the
messed up.
R word and the T word in California will literally get a Pavlovian reaction of panic.
Okay, but
Little-
you can say
Yeah.
them here.
I can say the word Republican and Trump and people won't die. Okay.
Did anybody?
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. It's no earthquakes happening. There's no
But the thing is,
rainfall.
I'm not even a Republican.
I'm not either.
I voted liberal leaning all my life. I'm a registered independent.
Yeah.
Had the audacity to vote for Obama twice. Joke on me.
So see, there you
Um,
are. But you're an
but
admitted one.
but it was
Admit
the
your guilt and move on,
hypocrisy.
child.
What's that?
Admit your guilt and move on, child.
Right. But it was the hypocrisy, the double standards, the picking and choosing that made me #walk away. Thank you, Brandon Strock, for that great movement. And I
Right.
would describe myself as a free thinking patriot. That's my party.
I love that. We need to make a new party, the
Yeah.
Free Thinkers. Constitution Party is probably the closest I've ever found to be in that free thinking,
Yeah,
and it might have its
constitutional
limitations.
Libertarian. Yeah.
Libertarian.
Yeah.
So we're being desensitized. And I saw that coming when my kids were little. They were watching some cartoon, and it was this little cartoon girl with this animal that was, human-like, but it was an animal, and they were having, they had a friendship, whatever. And it was, I don't know, there was something very off-putting about it. I'm like, what are you guys watching this? And all I can think of was my kids are being desensitized. And folks, let me tell you something. Those arcade games where they put their quarters in and they get their tickets, that's desensitizing them to gambling. Okay, I said it right here, right now. And just as one step. They're all the same game. Just go to Vegas. Now we just get money instead. Okay, that was my little soapbox. Sorry. Don't lose me as your fan. Come on, guys. So we're being desensitized, and we're being desensitized by like you said, cartoons, school, and then people, even adults, watching a particular brand of whatever television they just focus
Yeah.
on all the time.
Well,
Especially,
I just compare myself to my daughter's age now and how I saw the world and what I was watching and how she sees the world and what she's watching.
right?
Oh my God.
It's a different,
It's
huge.
Horrific.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I never even watched the news as a kid. I was
Yeah.
in my living room, and I was living in Texas at the time. I think we were dancing around to some music, and there was that bulletin that Elvis died. I mean, that's how much news I got. It was it. So I know
Well, it also was the time when news was probably more like news.
it was,
It
yeah.
was, yeah.
Helen
Yeah.
Reddy, who also graduated from my school, hypnotherapy, by the way, she wrote no, was that? No, I'm sorry. But Helen Reddy did graduate. I think maybe it was Anne Murray. Somebody wrote a song called, it was years ago, it had to be 35, 40 years, Sure Could Use a Little Good News Today. And you just read the words of that song. And it's like, I wish we could have a day, just
Yeah.
one day.
I mean, I don't think any networks today would ever say anything nice about the other side.
I don't know if they know how.
Even across all fronts.
Yeah, I don't know if, I'm just thinking I don't even know if it's, even on OAN, One American News, I don't know that they could do the same thing because they don't even refer to our current POTUS as president. And and people,
but
well,
no, but it's true. I mean, CNN has never said one positive thing Trump has done in all his 4 years. Never mind the Abraham Accords, the economy, all the stuff with
exactly
giving people opportunities and opportunity zones. But but also, to be fair, I don't see anything that Fox News. But let's be honest here. What can they say? Let's just be honest. But you know what I mean. Like, there's no incentive to like give a more full perspective and have
objective.
Like, there was a show on CNN, I think I heard 20 years ago, called Crossfire, where you actually had people from different political aisles just have conversations. And that's why what I tried to do with my show, America's Voices, because we need to have real conversations again with people that we don't necessarily agree with, but maybe we can understand their perspective better. We don't have to change our minds, but at least if we can understand where they're coming from, we don't have to make them so one-dimensional.
Well, and some people just get more offended than others about you not agreeing with them.
Oh, yeah.
When the mask thing first came out, the whole mask thing, and I was just so off-put about it. I didn't have a political stand. I was just put off about it because I didn't understand it. And I really was questioning a lot of it. And I was posting on my own social media questions. I wanted some objective answers to it. And one respondent said, what'd she say? Just don't ask, just do what you're told. And I was just kind of mortified that someone would even say that in America. Okay, but we're not in the USSR. Why would someone just do what you're told? Well, aren't I supposed to be telling the government? Isn't that what my tax dollars are supposed to be do? Small government is better than big government, like government that I don't believe government should be telling us how to raise our kids or live our life personally. That's just,
Well, I mean, I think Dennis Prager, who's now become a friend of mine,
I love that.
One of my favorite things that he has said is he is more terrified of a person jogging down the street with a mask on and total blind compliance than he is of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you lose your ability to free think and critically think, and you're just a sheep, what else could you be blind towards? Holocaust much? I mean,
okay, let's go back.
We hear the thing a lot where, like, now you know who you would be in a pre-Holocaust years,
70 years ago, and
I would be the one to hide the Jews if I wasn't Jewish, and you would be the one to turn them in, you bastard. So,
but I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. I'd say come to my house. I have a big property. We'll dig a tunnel for sure. Yeah. Hey, I want to
remember before the Holocaust, the Jews were, if only the Jews weren't here, if only the Jews. And what are they doing with the unvaccinated?
Only they weren't here.
Only the unvaccinated would just get vaccinated. Everything would be fine. If only.
If only. If only. So, and what about those that medically can't? Just on those alone.
Or those who can prove that they have the antibodies.
Right. It's like, okay, so and right now there's no like our driver's license are pretty much, they're not counterfeit proof, but I couldn't counterfeit it or anything else because that's not my modality, thank God. But these COVID cards are very and people are selling them like crazy on the internet just so they can go into a bar. And I just heard that they passed a mandate in LA. Can't go into grocery stores.
It starts November 4th. We're
you can't get your hair done.
One of them I'm moderating, 11/14. It's going to be ginormous.
I'm looking forward to that show for sure. I'm just like, well, and then I heard the commentaries from the responses from that people are just going to leave LA to go get their hair done someplace else. So LA is going to be losing a lot of tax dollars. Lots of tax dollars.
I mean, I was thinking I might have to move to Los Virgenes district just because it's a different school district, different police,
Well,
different everything.
Tulare County and Kern County are really good areas because,
Yeah, let's not go crazy, Isla. Let's not go crazy. Jesus.
come on. Oh,
I'm
man, it'd
still
be
an LA Hollywood girl. I still have a lot of work to do here, but I will definitely visit because I heard it's beautiful.
it is pretty. It's
Yeah.
a really adorable town. And, Mike lives here, so
Yeah.
it's even better for sure. Hey,
Yeah.
let's change voice in a minute. We can bounce back and forth because,
Okay.
it's my show and I can do whatever I want. We can bounce
I
back
love
and
that
forth.
you get live questions. I welcome
I
them.
know. Well, I don't typically, but the fact that once
Yeah.
in a while Robert will chime in, and I always miss the question, so I'm trying to keep my phone right here in case he wants to throw them out there. I don't have. I have two phones that I work with, but nobody ever texts me on my work phone unless it's for work. So if you have my cell phone number, then you can, text me. But maybe I'll put that up next time. And it just started. I said, I can put this right here and just look down every once in a while and see that he texts me a question. Hey, dating. Now, you have been an advocate and a coach for people, male and female, in the dating world. And I remember one co-ed, you did a co-ed where you took all your ladies divorcee groups and all your men divorcee groups. We kind of combined them into one group. And I went to one of those meetings, and you and the leader of the other one kind of were like the Q&A panel. So we were all
Yeah.
asking questions. That was insightful for
Yeah.
even him. You're the guy,
Yeah.
I think was his name
Yeah.
Jeff or something. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. And I've come a couple times. But so I had a segment on with a friend, you even know him, his name's Paul, a few weeks ago, a couple months ago, and he did a segment on the trials and tribulation of online dating. So and that was a man's perspective, kind of thing. And one of his comments, like, women don't think like girls, think like men. It's like, well, we're not men, but okay, thanks. Anyway, but I'd love to hear your perspective in like maybe three things, and if you have five, that's fine or whatever, that somebody who's going into dating for the first time in a long time, because something you did say to me a while back is, oh, I don't know what the high percentage of women who've been married over 30 years are getting divorced now. And then they're going back out in the dating world. Is there what's the pathology on that?
What's the what?
The pathology on why women would, after 30 some years, which I'm one of them, get divorced besides abuse or cheating, adultery and stuff. But there's got to be, that can't be, I mean, that didn't happen in my case, but in I don't know if it's most cases, but you see a lot of women in that respect. So they're getting back on the dating world platform. What's some advice you can give them that are actually watching my show?
Okay. Well, I think pathology is the wrong word.
Is that
because
the wrong word?
Yes.
What should I have used?
Yes.
The
Well, I
pathology
mean,
of dating.
it's natural for someone who's getting out of breaking up from a relationship that no longer works to want to date again, because
Right.
it's probably been a long time since they've been told they were beautiful or intelligent. Actually, if you do dating correctly, it can be wonderfully healing.
Oh, good. I like
To
that.
remember that what it feels like to be cherished and adored, to be pursued, to just connect to that woman again. I mean, we did a retreat together where I had you as a guest expert, called The Forgotten Woman Within.
I remember.
And it was tremendously healing, even for women who were there who were married, because sometimes we are concierges, we are professionals, we're housekeepers, we're carpoolers,
Baby
but we
makers.
forget that we're actually women. And
Sure.
and we have areas in our lives, men too, where they forgot that they're men, that they're dormant. So I help clients reawaken that empowered feminine, and males. My phone keeps ringing. I don't know
Your
why.
phone just loves you.
Yeah, I don't know how to shut that off. Sorry. And then with men, I help them reawaken their empowered masculine.
How would you do
So,
that? How does that work?
Well, I mean, it's actually pretty simple, but we complicate things so much, also because we have to properly heal. Because if you're not fully healed and you still have a lot of anger or pain or fear, that is not the time to date, because you're just going to attract that back. I work a lot with law of attraction. So for example, if a woman is like, oh, I'm ready to meet a great guy, but all men are assholes, what do you want the universe to do for you?
Well, all
You're
you're
like,
thinking about now is
yeah,
assholes. Guess what
yeah.
they're going to
So
be
so you're
delivered.
going to be attracting a man who appears great but is an asshole. So it's about understanding that there's great guys out there, and to be starting to wire yourself to the green flags,
Yes.
not just the red flags.
I like
And
that.
that's what I help them do.
I like that. So someone hasn't dated in a while. I'll ask one more question on this.
Yeah.
Hasn't dated in a really long time, and they're gonna go on, and now, like, say they're in their 50s and they have this thing called online apps. What? So do you have a preference for women first dating? And I don't mind plugging a particular app, dating online app for a woman.
No, I should get an affiliate link every time I plug it.
Right. Who is your fave? What is your
My favorite apps. Okay. Yeah. I mean, first of all, online dating is not a stigma. Everyone's doing it. It's just effective and easy, although it can also make people lazy. There's no shame in online dating, but if you're going to make a profile, don't half-ass it.
Right.
Because
Get
you're
a
going to get
professional.
half-ass results.
Get
And
a professional to help you.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I do. I do online profile makeovers. And just by tweaking the kinds of pictures and the order and the description, the quality of your dates just goes through the roof.
It's
because
true.
there's so much subliminal messaging in the pictures you choose and how you describe yourself. So there's a lot of self-sabotage happening there. You would be surprised. I work with extremely successful people, wealthy people, CEOs of companies, and women who are gorgeous and together, but they just do the most basic mistakes on their profile, and they can't understand why they're meeting these kinds of men. And so that's what we work on. It's fun. Yeah.
I was totally guilty. First time I came to see you at one of your meetings, I didn't know. I was on online dating, but I didn't know jack about it. I'm like, and I was plagued with so many weirdos. Like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
I was so my anxiety level just shot the roof, and I shut it down. So no, I like that. Do you still help women and men with that?
I do. I mean, I don't have the same time like I did before.
Okay.
Like,
mostly just a consult kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I work with selective clients that are like, ideally free thinkers, so they have no problem taking accountability for their own shit and not blaming the world. And people who are motivated. They're like, you know what? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, and I actually want results, so I'm ready. Those are the clients I work with.
I like that. That's good. And then, so when you meet with some of these clients, or have in the past, I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot of them who've been married a long time, maybe anywhere from 15 or more years, they have this addiction to codependency, that they can't live beyond having somebody else in their life. And that's a breakthrough that they have to do, what I talked about earlier in the show about limiting beliefs, because people can live.
Yeah. Well, to every arrogant narcissist is the people-pleasing codependent. And part of the work to overcome that pattern is in codependency recovery is first identifying what your needs even are. And so many people just don't know what that is. Oh, my needs are their needs. When they're happy, I'm happy. So getting clear on what your needs are again, and that they matter just as much as anyone else's, is a huge breakthrough. And then learning how to set boundaries and learning what your limits are. I mean, these are all skills that need to be strengthened again. And they can be, and they are, and then life's amazing. Oh,
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's change focus for just real quick. And anytime you want to chime in on something else, because the free thinking thing is so, I mean, I believe I'm a free thinker. I just never identified it as a term.
You are.
I know my values, and I know my beliefs, my absolutes. And I don't get offended by somebody else's ever. I don't care. You have the right to think how you think, and I have the right to think how I think, and let's sing kumbaya at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you wrote a series of children's books.
Yeah.
And can you talk about what they're about, and what is it they are? And
absolutely. I'm in the process of rebranding them. So they're with my current name, not my former married name.
Yeah.
And I'm also talking with PragerU to actually have them adapted, because each of them is a standalone, free thinking book on universal life lessons that we all as readers, big and small, old and young, need to be reminded of. It's called the Under the Tree Children's Series. It's available on Amazon. And each book is, it's about, the first book is called If You Love Me So Much, and really instilling in a child that love is not just saying I love you. It's empowering them with, skills that on self-care, on personal hygiene, on responsibility. That's a form of love a parent gives a child. And the second book, With You Always, is how you explain to a child who's 6 what death is, using analogies they understand. The concept of wind as something you can feel but not see, just like the memory, the love of God, of a past family member. And then the third one, Under the Tree, is all about a boy who thinks he's lost, and it's a fable. He goes on a journey and he realizes he was never lost to begin with. It was all about perspective.
I love it.
Yeah. I wrote those all before I even had kids, because they were
wow.
just the same themes kept coming up with the clients I worked with. And I'm like, I wonder if I could make this easy enough for a child to understand.
I like it. No.
And then and they become multi-award winning, best-selling. I'm very, very proud of them.
That's great. And what do your children think of them?
They're tired of them.
They've never read them, right? No.
They've read them many, many times.
They could-
Actually, my son, it's my son's favorite book is Under the Tree.
Awesome.
And I actually know that for a fact. He's not trying to please me, because when the teacher had asked to bring your favorite book to school, I didn't know he brought my book. And it was a
Oh,
huge compliment.
that's so sweet.
Nice.
He should be
Yeah.
writing children's
Yeah.
books, your son.
What's that?
He should be writing children's books.
Yeah. Yeah.
He could probably do a really good job with that, your son. I believe.
They're definitely great storytellers. For sure.
Yes. Well,
We
and
actually
that's
play a
what it's
game
about.
called One Word Story, where everyone goes around and says one word and we make a story. So
Oh, I remember playing that.
really fun game. We did that.
I did
Remember
that.
we did that
Yes,
when
we
you
did
came
that.
over for dinner?
Yeah, I remember that was a lot of
yeah.
fun
It
sitting
was
there
very
with your
fun.
kids. That was so much fun. So, where are you going to be speaking again next? Any
I
venues
mean,
planned
have
up
you
yet?
been to LA? Do you think there's any indoor speaking engagements at the moment? But on a stage near you, for sure, in terms of outdoor rallies.
Wherever they
We
are,
were
there she
planning a big
is.
one on November 14th, just
Right.
after Veterans Day, which is very poignant.
Right.
Veterans who died for the very freedoms that we are taking
Losing.
for granted and losing.
I'm losing.
We are.
Okay.
What's beautiful about this rally, Ilah, is that it's called United We Stand. So we're reaching out across political lines, normally to people that we would not stand together with at traditional rallies, but we are on the same page. We are together against medical segregation, discrimination, and forced vaccine. And therefore, if we get liberals to show up, media will show up. It's amazing how that works.
I like it. So, it's on a Saturday.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. It's on a Sunday. Sorry. My appointment book goes Monday through Sunday, and the
we're
week.
still finalizing the permits. But yeah, it's
Okay.
scheduled for 11/14, 1-2-4, and we're going to have leading speakers on legal, on religious exemption, on medical.
Where's it
We're
being
going to
held?
hear from people who've been let go from jobs. We're going to hear from kids who have vaccine injury.
Where's it gonna be held?
Well, we wanted to do Beverly Hills, but apparently since the Trump rallies, they've gotten really way more strict on permits. So Beverly Hills is our first choice.
4 Mile
we have
Park at
secured-
Fountain Valley.
Where?
4 Mile Park
Where's that?
in Fountain Valley. It's like this park that's a mile on each side. Reagan spoke there.
What is what?
It's
where is
in
it
Fountain
Valley?
Valley. It's in Fountain Valley, California, Orange County.
Oh no, we're not going.
You're not going to Orange County? Oh, come on. No, it's 4 Mile Park.
Orange County can come to us.
Balboa
We
Lake.
have some huge. Well, no, we want to be on a street, so we
Oh.
get a lot of great. Not when I say on the street, I mean we want cars to be able to drive by, just like
Right.
in Beverly Hills with their flags and their
Okay.
horns.
Oh, I get like a
and to,
rally.
make it
Yeah.
a big
Rally
event,
like.
you know.
Okay. So the venue's still being decided.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Okay.
hoping to lock down Beverly Hills, but we still
Or fighting that one. Okay.
haven't. But
And then what time of the day will it start?
1 to 4, 1 to 4, and the speaking program will begin at 2 with a moment of silence for our veterans.
Awesome. And then what's going on afterwards? Any like festivals
Oh,
or
it's
anything?
very family friendly, so people
Okay.
can bring their kids. This is a peaceful assembly of people who have found common ground, which is lovely.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go.
yeah, and the great thing about this, it's not just a rally to come together. All the speakers are going to give action steps.
Nice.
You know,
Well,
like
good.
don't quit, get fired. You know, this is how you get a religious exemption. Like, because I'm all about empowerment. Like, that's how my groups are. It wasn't just a time to just come together and vent. I get everyone action steps for the week.
This is what you can do. I
Yeah.
like that. No, I'd like to go.
Oh, I'd love you to go. Bring everyone. Everyone's welcome.
I absolutely think it's great. It's a 3-hour drive, but I can leave in the morning and go out to
Yeah.
breakfast. And
Or
then
maybe
go,
just make a weekend out of it.
Well,
Come
I
Saturday
might.
and enjoy LA with your friends, and Sunday you come.
and that's
Yeah.
we're about due. I'm going on a little vacay in a few weeks in November, but the week after will be your rally, so I won't miss it.
Amazing.
So that
Yay.
will work out actually pretty darn perfect. Or it'll be like right when I'm coming home, so we'll stop by the rally, and
Mm-hmm.
then hang out, say hi, and then hit them.
Whatever gets you
Well,
there.
whatever, yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that would be, I've never done a lot of rallies in LA area. The only rally, my parents were political. My mom was an elected official and all the nuances in a very small town.
Yeah.
And so I did like parades with them. And I was just a teenager. What did I know? Well, you want to, Ilah, dress up as a clown and get everybody to vote for us or whatever. So, no, I totally get it. Okay, so we have a couple minutes.
Sure.
I want you to do a couple things for me. First, I want you to give us any last wonderful parting words about free thinking, and how can people reach you?
Sure. Again, don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask questions is our right as human beings and as
right.
Americans. There's a reason why so many people want to come into this country, is because many of our own family members have come from communist socialist countries where they could not freely practice their religions, freely
Right.
get an education, freely be who they are. So we cannot lose this very, very American value.
I
Ask
like it.
questions, get curious, and play devil's advocate. And if you can't ask questions and you're getting a very defensive, frustrating answer, that should make you more curious, not more fearful.
I agree. Absolutely agree. And then how can people reach you?
I am still active on Facebook. They have not deplatformed me yet.
No jail
so
for you, huh?
I know my stuff is definitely shadow banned. Like, I can totally tell. Things are shared like 20 times and like 2 views. So that's
yeah.
fun. But Daniella Bloom on Facebook, and then my show America's Voices in YouTube. You put America's Voices Daniella Bloom because there's apparently more than one America's Voice.
Okay.
But yeah, you can follow me on TikTok, Daniella Bloom 4876. The reason why
Okay.
it's 48, that was the year Israel was officially recognized.
And 46 is
48 and 76 when America was. So
76. Okay. I
I
like
am
it.
pro-Israel, pro-America, AF, which Ilah just discovered what that means.
That means as fuck, okay?
That's right.
And say, I'm a free thinker as
Yeah.
fuck. I like that.
Yes.
We're allowed
My
to say
t-shirt.
that.
I'm gonna start selling those t-shirts with a really cute logo. Free Thinker AF.
I like
And,
it. That's a great, you get a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You got to get a logo for that one too.
Yeah, that and Let's Go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Oh my God, you were
Love
too
that.
cute. You were too
Love,
cute.
we have to find the fun and dysfunction. Yeah. It's all good.
See, that's been like kind of a little bloom where you're planted and find the fun and dysfunction. And
Yep.
and if it's not complicated, well, go with the flow.
Yeah, and if they want to learn more about what I do, if they are interested in working with me to get them back on track to like love and life success, next level in a very effective time management way with great results, they can go to my website, daniellabloom.com.
There you go, and that's how you do it. And no, I'm gonna definitely reach out and have some fun with that. Free thinking. It's just, and it's not just about a religious view, people. It's what you don't have to be religious at all. Religious is a man-made concept. Remember that.
Yeah.
Here's something that someone told me. There are 3,000 religions in the world, and they all have one thing in common. They all can't be right, but they can all be wrong. Being Jewish is a culture and not just a religion, it's a spiritual culture that, so don't misunderstand me when I say that. You guys are like the first ones ever on this planet, as far as I know.
Well, another way to say it, Isla, is that they all could be essentially right too, right? Because you could have like 7
Absolutely.
different parts of the elephant completely different,
Mhm.
but there's some truth to each part. It's part of something greater.
Oh,
So,
yeah, no, and I'm pro-Israel. I'm
Thank you. That's
absolutely,
although okay, I just want to put it out there. I love Israel, but we are in a fight right now. I'm very angry about how they're handling the mandates and the vaccines. So I'm just giving them the silent treatment. I'm very angry.
put it out there in the universe.
Yes, we are. Israel is on the couch. Israel is sleeping on the couch right now. I still love that country, but I am not happy with their recent choices.
Right. Well, people got to learn sometimes from their mistakes.
Yes,
They got to
yes.
grow up too. We got to, let them get out of their own cocoon.
That's right. Not going to be the codependent for Israel.
That's it. Well, and I like that. You're
Yeah.
not the codependent for anybody.
That's right.
Nobody sets over your cold body
Yes.
while you're still alive. Okay. And one last thoughts about anything that we've talked about or anything new, because we still have a couple minutes.
I mean, I truly believe that we are in a war. We're not fighting with weapons or
Mind control.
guns, but the people who are awake and people who are not, we are seeing what's happening, and there's our country truly is falling apart from within. And but I still love our country, and I'm very glasses half full kind of girl, and especially in California and Los Angeles, if you don't swim strong, you drown. And finding your tribe, finding other like-minded doers, not just complainers, really gives you that sense of hope and inspiration, and we the people will win again.
It's sad because when you're in a tribe like America, it can be considered a tribe, and the only way we get destroyed is from within. Because if anything from outside our borders tries to attack us, 9/11, we strengthen. And our strengthened cord can't be easily broken. So that one day, for about 4 or 5 days, America is probably the strongest it ever was back in 2001.
Yeah.
It was like
we were American.
we were absolutely American.
9/12. We were
It was
American.
all there. We were dumbfounded, and then for a few days, and then it started to break off. But it's like, I would love for us to have that mentality now in any circumstance. It would be nice. And the best way to fire LA is with your wallet and your feet. For sure. Anyway, my love, thank you so much for being on my show.
Of course.
It has been
so fun.
great. And if you still need to contact Daniella or whatever, and you aren't able to, you can.
Yeah, and if for any guest who's listened to the show, just mention Ilah, and you'll get a special Ilah discount.
Oh, look at that. There's an Ilah discount involved. I like it. For sure. All right. Anyway, you have a fabulous weekend. And I just have a little bit of leftover show housekeeping, do some advertisement. And you're welcome to stick around for a second. We can chew the fat for a minute before we both have to go. Sure. And it's been amazing to have you here. I'm so glad that I asked you to be on my show. And so just to get an idea, because when you're talking about free thinking, when we talked the other day, I was like, okay, I got to know what this is. Because I thought it was just going to be about dating. But you know what? You have just leveled up in an area that I didn't know anything about. It's like when you were sitting there on stage with elders and even like when you went to the Trump rally last year, there he was right behind you, 50 feet, 100 feet or something?
Yeah.
It's like you were just right there. So it's just been amazing. It's been an amazing journey you've had.
Bloom into a free thinker.
You are blooming, right? And I'm feeling educated, and I even feel more armed now.
Oh, good.
So
Yay.
anyone, if you ever wanted to get a hold, call Daniella. If you just aren't sure, what is it you do exactly? Well, she is a keynote speaker. on topics of Israel, free thinking, okay, and dating and children, and just helping them in our crazy society that we have now. And she's a proud Jewish lady. You know, she's my Jewish queen friend. She corrected me. And so if you want to schedule or book Daniella in any, those forums, just give her a call, check her out on her website, and she's wonderful. I mean, we've been friends almost 4 years, I think, or close to it. And I hope to have you on my show again. I'm looking forward to November 14th at the rally. Is there a name for this rally?
United We Stand.
United We Stand rally on November 14th. It's going to be in, Lord willing, Creek Don't Rise, Beverly Hills. And just be ready, because I'm going to have fun. I may even bring pictures back from my show that next Thursday. This is us, maybe in jail. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No, there's not going to be. This is really peaceful.
This is a very peaceful, it's just
family friendly. There's no
Yes.
politics here. This is
Right.
really about we the people.
That's it. It's we the people, and that's where it should be.
Yeah.
So that's my show, everybody. And real quick, I want you to know next week, I want you to tune in to my guest, Britt Shufflin. She is a dream expert, and she'll be talking about dream therapy. And what is it? How does it work? And how can it help us therapeutically? And that's like big. It's going to be a page turner or whatever, I guess. I want everybody to have an amazing weekend. If you'd like to advertise on my show, just reach out. It's very inexpensive, and I'm happy to help you however I can. And let me know if there's anything you need. And don't forget about those limiting beliefs, people. You got them? You want to collapse them? Give me a call. I'll help you. We'll find out what's going on, and right over the phone, I can help you. Just ask you about 5 or 6 different sets of questions, and we're off to the races. Could take a few minutes, a couple hours, for you to finally realize that they're collapsed. It's a lot of fun to watch. And now I have these new taglines I want to start adding to my show. I want you to know that I want you to have an amazing weekend. That's very important. Step out of your way. Somebody gave me this quote. We were sitting there playing cards, my boyfriend and my guy, my mate. Step out of your way and allow your mind permission to help yourself. Now go, do good work, and go help somebody. And that's my show. Until next week, everybody. Love ya, and Ilah is out.
Aqua Nails Spa is the most luxurious nails and spa salon in Fresno and Clovis. Our staff are friendly, courteous, and highly skilled. Come in and let us pamper you. Located at 1398 Shaw Avenue in Clovis, California, on the southwest corner of Shaw and Sunnyside. Also located at 1850 Herndon Avenue, Suite 111 in Clovis, California. Have dents or dings that need to be removed from your car? Well, look no further. Here at Say Magnifique, we offer paintless dent repair, interior repair, windshield repair, wheel repair, scratch and automotive touch-ups. A new headlight restoration system guaranteed to never have your headlights dull again. Say Magnifique is a mobile business and will come to you. Reasonable rates guaranteed. Don't hesitate to call 559-704-7525. That's 559-704-7525. Say Magnifique, your one-stop auto body shop.